Now we're going to turn our attention to the NFL because there was a big contract that got underway today, you guys. 49ers running back Christian McCaffrey, he is signing a 2-year, $38 million extension to make him the highest paid running back in the league. In the deal, he will receive an additional $8 million over what he was scheduled to make in the first 2 years, while adding $24 million in guarantees. JP, what do you make of this one?
Well, it's well-deserved money there. It's an interesting thing for the Niners, too, because we talk about being in windows when it comes to winning championships. We saw how close they got last year. Part of the reason they're in that window is because they've got a cheap quarterback in Brock Purdy, and he's not going to be cheap for very much longer. So I think probably some answers that need to come down the line. Regardless of that, Christian McCaffrey is one of the best dictators of what a defense can and will do by his presence on the field. Why do I say that? Because we see him line up in the backfield. We know that he can hit you with the inside run and be dangerous. He can hit you with the outside run and be dangerous. He can catch the football out of the backfield. We've also seen where you can line him up out wide, and he is a proficient route runner who can catch the football down the field as well from that spot. And oh, by the way, if you want to go with some gadget plays, he can throw the football a little bit too. And so as I'm thinking as a former linebacker, when I see him in the game, I need to be on high alert that they can hurt us in a lot of ways. I need to be keyed in on all my reads, what the formation's telling me, etc. That's why you give a dude like this that type of money. He causes problems. He makes defensive coordinators stay up at night. Makes the job easier for the quarterback. Makes the job easier for the offensive line, the wide receivers. I see why they did it.
He's the next Marshall Faulk, right? 1,000-yard rusher, 1,000-yard receiver. But the way, hearing you describe how impactful he is on the game, don't you think he should be making more money than $19 million a year guaranteed, especially when you look at these contracts that obviously the quarterbacks, but also now the wide receivers are starting to get, like, you know, a Jalen Waddle pulling in $30 million a year, Amon-Ra St. Brown pulling in, what, $40 million a year? You can't tell me that they're that much more impactful on the game than Christian McCaffrey.
All right, so let's talk about this right here, right? So highest paid running backs is a $4 million gap right there. I think that's a sizable gap. The issue for him is that he is a running back. They see him as a running back, so they want to pay him in the range of a running back. I've had this discussion with Jake Butt, actually. You can watch us on Red Corner, Blue Corner right here on Stadium. We talk about tight ends and how that position is starting to evolve, where the value is not just a guy who can line up in line and block and then get out into a route when he needs to. We watch Travis Kelce, who doesn't necessarily have to play with his hand in the dirt, and he is one of the best pass catchers in the NFL. He is the highest paid tight end, and his money is not touching wide receiver money because he is called a tight end. So unfortunately for Christian McCaffrey, he's a running back, and that's all he's going to get.
So, I mean,
It's cold.
It
is.
Well, and because I think the value has been set so low, so it seems like he's getting, tons more than the rest of the group there. But when you talk about value and what he brings, I think he's resetting the running back market here, because then you look ahead. I mean, for the most part, all of the contracts, they're set. He was kind of the last domino to fall. But I think the next guy that's maybe comparable to him, Jahmyr Gibbs, I don't think he's a workhorse like Christian McCaffrey, but I think he is comparable.
Yeah, no, Christian McCaffrey gets like literally 1 million touches. But when we talk about Jahmyr Gibbs, and that's a guy who I really like a ton, I see similarities in their game because of how explosive they can be with the football and how many ways you can get it to them. I think that a deal like this for Christian McCaffrey, and I would probably put Justin Jefferson in this same atmosphere, is these guys are going to be paid exceptionally, and it's going to be more than what you see for their position. I do think a deal like that does kind of raise the middle of the pack.
It does,
Not necessarily the top, but the guys in the middle probably get a little bit more money based off of what's going on here.
Yeah, no, that's very true there.